Welcome to the Operation Game Night podcast. We're back. We're better than ever. Today, we are going over the fence because Clay and I have been watching some stuff and doing some stuff, and we're going to talk about it today. So, Clay, tell me about this new show that you've been watching that we have not talked about yet on the podcast.
Have we not talked about it?
I don't think we have. I think the first season was before the podcast even started.
Okay.
I think it's been that long.
Wow.
And now the new season is out. Tell me about One Piece on Netflix.
Oh my gosh. Guys, One Piece, what is there to say? A couple years ago, when the first season came out, I had never heard of One Piece. I did not know of its storied history.
Okay.
Of being one of the most, is it like one of the most popular or
it is,
animes or something?
Yeah, they've got the anime and the manga, and the anime is like currently ongoing. Like they have 37 seasons at this point.
Yeah.
While you talk about it, I'm going to look it up because I'm curious how many seasons they have.
Okay. So yeah, Netflix releases this live action One Piece show. I don't know what made me click on it a couple years ago. I think maybe Cole, because he's into pirates. He said something about it. And so I watched it and I loved it. It is just zany and heartwarming and all these amazing things that are hard to explain. But anyway, that was a couple years ago. I watched the first season, and second season just came back out. And I was like, all right, I really remember liking the first season. After the first season, I started buying One Piece TCG cards. Like I was into it. I got like 60 episodes through the anime.
Okay.
I was all in on Monkey D. Luffy and being king of the pirates. But the second season came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Yeah. I don't know. And I started watching it. And like the first episode, I was like, okay, hold on. I know I like this show, but it took me a minute to get back into it. But now I am on the final episode, and I can say that I am fully back on the One Piece wagon.
Awesome.
This show just, I can't, it's hard to even recommend to people because it requires a lot of you as a viewer to put aside. Like, I mean, it is odd. Like there are odd characters, and they are bringing a cartoon to life in a way that is so ambitious. Like these people are literally like look cartoonish. The way they put into the art and the costume design and everything they do to make it feel and look like an actual cartoon come to life, it's crazy. But if you got to be expecting it, and you got to kind of get past it. If that's not a world you understand, which it wasn't a world I understood, but once you get to know these characters, like you get invested.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy, is just, he's like this goofy little rubber band guy. And you're like, what the heck? This show's so weird. And he's just relentlessly pursuing. He wants to be king of the pirates. And you're like, why is he so obsessed with this? But it doesn't even matter anymore because you just root for him because he is a good friend and he is a good leader. And you wouldn't think he would be because he just seems like this goofy kid. But at every turn, he just makes these decisions that you're like, oh my gosh, it touches your heart. You see him do these things for his crew and his friends. And then you meet these other characters like Sanji and Zoro, and they all just interact together in such a nice way. And they all have their own little stories. And in this season, you meet Tony Chopper.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my gosh, that episode about had me in tears. Like, it's like for what looks like a goofy, weird show, there's a lot of heartfelt stuff in there. And I want to recommend it to people. Like my dad loves TV, and I know if he could get past like the weird, like Buggy the Clown doing weird Buggy the Clown stuff and all his body parts coming apart, and just the cook that only kick fights. Like, there's just so much weird stuff that you have to get past if you're just like a regular person that wants to watch this show. But I think there's so much there for you if you can get past that. And I'm so sad that I'm on the last episode already, and I know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go back to the anime and start watching that again, because you just want to be around these characters because they're that lovable and it's fun.
Yeah, it is a very feel good show at the heart. I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted. It is March Madness right now. We'll get to that in my defense, but the characters are also lovable. They kind of have like secret backstories that get fleshed out over the course of the season. But really, like, the pirate isms to it is all just set dressing around a story about friendship. Like, Monkey D. Luffy is willing to go to all lengths to help his friends, and everybody that he calls his crew is part of his family, and he's willing to go to the ends of the earth for his family. And man, it is a feel-good show. You just have to get over a little bit of anime isms. And like, I had never seen the anime. I'm jumping in kind of blind. I knew that there was like some zany characters and some happenings, but it's a feel-good show. It just like leaves a smile on your face to watch Monkey interact with his peeps and go on this adventure and see how it plays out. I will say the anime has an upcoming 22nd season, 22 seasons of this show. That's a long. It started, I think it kickstarted in 1999. First one aired, October 20th, 1999. That's wild. That's a long running anime show. Yeah,
I mean, it's that good. It stands the test of time. It's almost got like season 2 now. I don't want to spoil too much, but the whole season 1, it's like, preamble, and they're all kind of forming and whatever, but they have this big goal to get to the Grand Line, and the Grand Line's where all this adventure is going to happen, and that's where he's going to find the One Piece. And so in season 2, they get to the Grand Line, and it's almost giving me like, I don't know, like Star Trek type vibes, because each new island they go to is like kind of like a standalone little micro weird cosm where you don't know what's happening on this island. There's weird creatures, monsters, giants, like, and you just show up there and they have to kind of navigate whatever culture or weirdness is happening on this island. So that's also a fun twist to it. I love that show.
It is very Star Trek in that way. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So did you watch the first season?
I did watch the first season. I flew through it and loved it. And I have not watched anything One Piece since. And so I might have to go back and revisit season 1 before I jump into season 2, just like a refresher on all the characters and stuff.
Yeah, they had a good before the first episode. There was like a refresher bit.
Oh, perfect.
That said previously on One Piece.
Nice. As all animes do. Yeah.
Awesome. So no, I'm anxious to hear what you think when you get into it.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm going to start it.
It's so good. So
you
what have you been doing, man? No.
Oh man, I traveled. I was in Ohio, and then I was in Florida, and went to Boca Raton, and hung out there for a couple days. Saw the family. Went to Tower of Games, local game shop that just opened up not too long ago. They had some pretty excellent prices on new and used games, and they had lots of tables and other stuff set up so people could game. Cool store. I did not buy anything because my luggage was very full already, which was a huge disappointment. But cool shop. Then we took the Bright Line, which is the high-speed rail in Florida. Took it from Boca Raton up to Orlando, and we went to Hollywood Studios in Disney Magic Kingdom. And we went there. The last time I was there was March of 2020, right before the world closed down. The last time I was there, the first person in the US to die of COVID was there the same day we were. Uh-oh. And like actively had COVID at the park that day and then died like a week later. So yeah, it's been a while. But the Star Wars world is the main attraction there. I'm a big Star Wars nut and really enjoy that whole thing. Have you been there? Have you seen it? Do you know anything about the Star Wars world in Disney?
Like in Orlando?
Yes. Also in Disney, California.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was my favorite. When we went to Disney last year, Galaxy's Edge was I could have lived there. I didn't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I know this is like 6 years old. I'm not going to belabor this too much, but it's like being in Star Wars. You've got characters like Rey and the Mandalorian and Chewbacca and Kylo Ren and stormtroopers walking around, interacting with fans, interacting with guests. You've got a whole alleyway that's like a big marketplace where they're selling plushies and toys and games and t-shirts and magnets and everything else that Disney is so good at marketing. Then you have like themed restaurants. You have a themed cantina that you can reserve spots at. You've got the Millennium Falcon that's parked right there in this big parking spot. That is also a ride. You can go on the Millennium Falcon and fly the Millennium Falcon and go on a smuggling run mission. And then they have the Rise of the Resistance ride, which is by far the best. It's like has the best effects of any ride I've ever been on. It's insane.
It was amazing.
Like it changed my viewpoint on what Disney rides could be. Because I grew up like the old rickety like Pirates of the Caribbean where they're like so shaky and the animatronics are terrible. This is incredible what they can do. And it's like, interactive.
That's the one where you're like, you get kind of shuttled off by the stormtroopers while you're in line. Like oh my God, that was like, it was like a 30-minute experience if you count everything that happened in the line and that, like leading up to the ride. What a freaking production.
It's unbelievable. So I don't want to like spoil this for people that are really wanting to go. But yeah, you get on a shuttle, bad things happen, you encounter the Empire, and then you spend the next like 10 minutes in line interacting as if you are taken prisoner by the Empire. The people that work there are kind of being a little rude, like as rude as Disney workers can be. Like, hey, quiet, like move over there. Like not in your face. They're not yelling at you. You're not going through like resistance training or anything, but they throw you in a cell with your different cellmates, I guess, fellow captives, and then you get busted out by the rebellion as new recruits, and then you have to escape this Star Destroyer, and it is incredible. And the ride itself is like a big Roomba that you are on. It has some really cool, like some amazing effects that look so real. I can go on and on about this ride because it is magic how they do this. And I have I was so impressed by it. I like went and did a bunch of research on like how they did certain effects. It's amazing. Like the amount of work that the Imagineers put into this ride is incredible. If you have not ridden Rise of the Resistance, go do it. It's unbelievable.
I might go to Disney just to do that ride. Like
that's seriously all we did. That's
it was like worth the whole price of admission just to ride that one ride.
Yeah. So when we went in 2020, that was back when you had to enter a queue system to get on that ride. So ropes drop for the park. You have to scan your ticket and then sign up immediately for a time slot. And of course, like the Disney hotel people staying at the resorts and stuff, they all get first dibs because they get into the park early. Us that stay off campus in these additional hotels, you have to just get in line whenever you can. So our slot was for like 5 p.m. And so we like rode all the other rides. We did everything else. Like we did everything else in this park. And then we're like, shoot, we have to like kill some time before this ride. And I think we sat around for like 2 or 3 hours, just like at the cantinas or the restaurants or walk through shops. Like we were just killing time until this ride. And we're like, oh, is it worth it? Should we leave? And then we stuck it through, and it was so worth it. It was worth killing time for that long. And the reason we went back this time was because Rachel was not there with us last time. She was deployed. And so she had not experienced that. So we wanted to make sure that we got that done. Incredible. It was so good. It's
Rachel
amazing.
Love it.
Oh yeah. We would have waited like 3 hours in line. And then I kind of like peeked around the corner, and they have a dude standing there with like a single riders only sign. And I'm like, maybe it's shorter over there. So we skipped the whole line, went to the single riders line, and we got in half an hour when we would have waited 3+ hours.
Wow.
Incredible. You do miss out on a little bit of the experience in the single riders line, but you get enough of it. You get the gist. I think the only thing you miss is like loading up into the spaceship that you take off in. So unbelievable, super fun. But I will say, I bought a board game at Disneyland, a card game. And that card game is Sabacc. Sabacc is like, the Star Wars version of blackjack. And you've got positive and negative cards, and you're trying to end your hand as close to zero as possible. The reason I bring this up in Over the Fence and not a debrief is because the game is really not that complicated. It's super small. The little box is like $20. But I had the best time learning this game at Galaxy's Edge in the little market street. They had this guy that had this little table set up with this, creature that was sitting on it. And he's all dressed up in full Star Wars outfit. And he's sitting there teaching me this game of Sabacc. And like the Mandalorian is like walking behind me, like commenting on like, oh, I'd throw a few credits on that. And he's got little Grogu in his pouch. You've got Chewbacca walking by. You've got Rey. You've got like all these characters. It's cool to be there. You're sitting there drinking blue milk. So immersive, so cool. I had to buy Sabacc after that. It was like just a unique experience.
Sounds like Slambo.
It's kind of like Slambo. It's like blackjack, really. You're like taking hits or staying, and then at the end there's a dice roll that changes the outcome of your cards. It's fine. It's like a fun game. You can play it on like a bunch of Star Wars video games. But they do sell metal credits, like Imperial credits that are like the metal coins, but they're big Star Wars credits. And I was really tempted to buy some of those for Sabacc.
Wow.
But,
I am impressed you didn't. I would have thought that would have been a no-brainer.
I know. But they did have some cool board games, lots of Disney and Marvel themed board games for sale there. So, man,
nice.
My wallet thanks me, but they got their money one way or the other. Disney always does.
Disney always wins.
Can't
but they deserve it. I like you said about that ride. I was blown away when we went to Disney. I hadn't been there since I was like 10.
Yeah.
And we went last year, and I was like, this place is amazing. They do everything the best.
Yeah. Like the immersion, the way that they people flow, the parking, like everything is incredible. And I know Vic is a huge proponent of Universal, but I will say for Disney, I can buy single day tickets. For Universal, you have to buy like a 4-day park hopper minimum. And I did not like that because it was very expensive. So maybe Vic can come on and talk to us about Universal again, because I'm really tempted to go to the Epic Universe.
I want to go to that. I think we should organize a game retreat in the vicinity of Universal, and we can spend a long weekend going to Universal and playing board games with the homies.
Should we go to Burbank and have Vic like Sherpa us around Universal?
Absolutely. Vic, I don't know if you know this, but you just signed up to host an Operation Game Night retreat.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that.
I'm there.
Awesome. Did we do it?
We did it.
Let's go back inside the fence.
It's getting cold out here.
It's March Madness. I hope your brackets are doing well. There are currently 0 perfect brackets remaining. Best of luck to you all. Hope you got them in time. The end.
Yep. That's that.
And
also in real March Madness, wrestling championships
Oh,
just finished up last night. It was some exciting finals.
Yeah.
Penn State making history yet again. But yeah,
they're pretty good.
They're good. They know how to wrestle. All right. Yeah. We'll go back now.
We did it. Yeah. All right. Thank you for tuning in. That's the show. I've been Travis. He's been Clay. We've been Over the Fence. This is Operation Game Night. I have no more outros, and we're out.